Hey everyone, how we doing? My name is Tim Pongrass and this is Focus on Detailing. Today's video is all about a car detail that's 30 years overdue. You may remember a few months back we were in the works and successfully scored ourselves a 1959 Mercedes 220S. This is the second installment to what will be a long journey for this car. Now it was an elegant barn find, if you can call it that, as although it had a thick layer of dust over it all and it was missing its chrome trim, it still had a sense of class under all that mess. It looked really tired, and realistically it was, but something happened that put all the umming and ahhing with the sale to rest, and that was this.
Our son said, "Oh, you're kidding yourself there." Come on.
The original owner managed to get the car started with just only a little bit of tinkering, and that was it. It was sold. But now, after having it being brought back to our place, I wanted to see if that old, unsightly green colour had any potential under all that dirt. Now this video won't be a complete revamp of the car, but what will be happening for the exterior is a good old detail involving safe cleaning and spot polishing to see if it can be worked with or it will need a complete respray. Anyone knows that doing up cars, especially old ones, is a slow and tedious process, but the journey and destination is what makes it all enjoyable. This video is the first cleaning process.
Nothing has happened since moving it. That dust and dirt over the surfaces is the same as when we found it. Before going straight into laying down the water, there's some spots that need to be covered. It's got minimal rust and we'd like to keep it like that. Rinseless washers and or waterless washers are great for old cars, with gaps and broken seals, but there's just too much dirt here, so we'll be mixing in two methods for superior cleaning. Before taping the areas around those spots, they do need to be cleaned. Bring out Jay Leno's Garage Eco Wash. As I sprayed it on, it helps emulsify the mess to safely be wiped up. This will obviously help the tape adhere to the surface rather than over the dirt. There's no cheat way of doing this, and although this may make some people grit their teeth and cringe, it's better than having water run into areas where it shouldn't be. Inevitably there may be some, but we're doing our best to avoid it. I won't be using this method for the whole car, as it would be a complete nightmare and this spray just couldn't cut it. That's where my wonderful wife comes in for the next step. She'll be going around patching those now clean spots, so then we can move on to the next cleaning step. This tape won't be removing any of the paint once done. It's simply there as a protective barrier that hopefully won't be taken off with the force of the pressure washer. Speaking of, watching that dirt run down off the paint was mighty satisfying. Having been there for so long, it really didn't want to go anywhere. This could have been corrected with the foam cannon treatment, and although that may have helped and well looked great, I wasn't overly fond of the excess water / soap over the car. You have to remember those seals are around 63 years old and may not hold back soap getting through into the delicate instruments and adding moisture to an already deteriorated interior. Even so, this was working well and only became better when I followed up with the 2-bucket method. This helped remove the stuck-on grime as I carefully wiped over every panel, dunking it in the rinse bucket to dispose of excess mess in the mitt, and there was plenty. This was then followed by the claying treatment, but I know what you're really here for, and that would be the polishing, which comes next. After having it dried, I could see that the paintwork itself was very dry, thin and damaged. So I needed a polishing compound that allowed for a longer working time, but still was a softer correcting cream. S20 from Scholl and a blue pad from ShineMate fit the bill. This product won't really dry out and dust like some heavier compounds, enabling me to work over a panel safely without adding a copious amount, and the blue pad was soft enough to work over the beveled finishes, in turn avoiding burning into the higher ridged points. This initial spot came up very well, but very far from perfect. Pitting, deep etching and cracks are going nowhere, but this is a method that will help me become more confident with the paint that's seen better days. Knowing that, I started on the bonnet. This was a fast process of restoring gloss, which was the goal here. At the end of the day, I had to weigh up, do I want it original, in this case meaning clean, tidy but showing age, or do I want to strip it back, respray with a colour of my choice and go from there? Well, let's start with what we can do, both today with the tools we have and financially, as anyone with $1 million and a lot of free time can make an old car look great. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of free time. Or $1 million. Now it was looking a treat. The 50/50 told me all I needed to know and made me eager to continue with the rest. Having now the bonnet, front and a bit of the sides receive a glow up, I thought now would be a good time, since it's outside and cleaned, to slap some of its bling on to see how good it could be looking. Having the bumper and grille on helped it really start to take shape, quite literally, and only made me more excited to get this project happening. I hadn't obviously bothered to clean the tyres, as we'll be ordering white walls soon, and the hubs are being restored by my dad and we're looking worlds apart to how they were. Chrome just seems to hold up better in the old days. Overall, this process was a good start and gives me a better idea of what's going on, but outside input is great too. So I put 2 questions to you. Number 1, do we keep the original green paint or respray? And 2, does she need a name? I'm thinking the next job we need to tackle would be the interior. First a clean before any restoration takes place. Same as the outside, we need a clear view first before seeing what further work is needed. Now on that note, it seems like a good time to close up this video. I hope you enjoyed this one and you can start to see, like me, what potential this old girl has. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all later.